I am Dr. Divakar Mehta, Assistant Professor, Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce for Women, Nuvem, Goa. We are dealing with Unit 1, Morphology of Angiosperm of the paper Classical Taxonomy and Phylogeny. In the previous module, we have studied different types of roots, their characteristics, functions, and also different types of taproots and their modifications. In this module, we are going to study different types of adventitious roots. So, broad outline of this module, we will study adventitious roots, what are adventitious roots, and different types of adventitious roots like fibrous roots, fleshy adventitious, prop roots, stilt roots, epiphytic roots, as well as clinging or climbing roots. At the end of this module, you will be able to recall the different types of adventitious roots, cite example for different adventitious roots, and also you will be able to differentiate between different adventitious roots. First, we will see what is adventitious roots. These are the roots arising from an organ other than roots, or you may say other than radicle, that is the primary root. Usually they are arising from stem and rarely from leaf. So these are two examples, that is one from the adventitious roots arising from the stem, best example is maize, and adventitious roots arising from leaf, best example is bryophyllum. You may be knowing, when you keep one bryophyllum leaf in a notebook for 15 to 20 days, you will find small shoots arise all along the margin, and slowly roots also will come out of these. So these types of roots are called adventitious roots. There are different types of adventitious roots based upon their modification and based upon the variation in structural aspects. They are broadly divided into 6 types. One by one we will see these types of what are these different types. First one is fibrous root. These fibrous roots are the adventitious roots of same thickness, and they arise from the base of the stem. All monocots have fibrous type of roots. You take for example coconut tree. In coconut tree, as well as you will find in supari tree, at the base there will be numerous thin several roots which are of same thickness, and they are called fibrous roots. Same way in rice plant, you will find numerous thin roots. They are thread like, but they are also of more or less same thickness. They may be thinner than in palm, but they are also considered as fibrous roots. So these are the two examples, palms and rice plants. But remember, all monocots will produce fibrous root system. Second one is fleshy adventitious. These roots are modified adventitious roots because of the storage of food. So they store lot of reserve food, accordingly they will be swollen. In these fleshy adventitious roots there are two types, tuberous roots and fascicle roots. Tuberous roots are the one which will be swollen due to storage of food, and mostly this type of roots are single or they may be few in loose clusters. And best example for tuberous root is sweet potato. You will find they will be one or two tubers or maybe clusters, loose clusters of few tubers you will find in sweet potato. These are the enlarged portion of the terminal end of these roots. Then second one is fascicle roots. In this type of roots, you will find these roots are swollen, at the same time they will be in dense clusters. So best example for this type of fascicle root is dahlia flower. If you dig out the roots, you will find clusters of these swollen roots, dense clusters. In the same way, you will find asparagus plant, commonly called shatavari, and in this plant also you will find dense clusters of elongated roots, and both are the best examples for fascicle type of storage roots. Then we will come to the prop roots. These prop roots are again a specialized adventitious roots. They are arising from the upper part of the stem, especially from the horizontal branches, and they grow vertically down, reach the ground, and slowly they become thick and massive. And they are very important support structure, like pillar to these branches. As the horizontal branch grows, extends further, they will be supported by many more such prop roots, and they play very important role in the growth and extension of these trees. Best example for this type of prop roots you will find in ficus, that is especially banyan tree is a best example for prop roots. Then stilt roots. These roots are also adventitious roots arising from the basal nodes or basal part of the stem. They also provide support to the stem at base. And this type of stilt roots are mainly seen in maize. If you carefully observe maize plant, at the basal nodes you will find several stilt roots arise from the nodal region. You may also find such stilt roots in sugarcane. Then another best example is Rhizophora, a mangrove plant where you will find several stilt roots arise from the base. But in some literature you may find they are also called prop roots. Epiphytic roots. Many epiphytic orchids, ferns as well as aroids. Aroids are the members of Araceae. That is, you may be knowing taro, then alu, then also anthurium. So these members of Araceae, then ferns, then many epiphytic orchids produce these type of special adventitious roots called epiphytic roots. They are hanging down from the epiphytic plants, and they have a specialized tissue called velamen, which will help them to absorb the moisture from the atmosphere. Sometimes they may be photosynthetic in nature also. Best example is Acampe, an epiphytic orchid. Then clinging root or climbing roots. These are the modified adventitious roots which will be seen in certain climbers. And these roots help the climbers to firmly attach to the support and climb that support. Good example for these clinging roots are pepper plant, betel nut climber, then pothos, then long pepper. If you carefully observe in this image, that is one is pothos, you will find the clinging roots are arising from the internodal region, whereas in the second image, that is long pepper, you can see the clinging roots are arising from the nodes. So to sum up, we have studied different types of adventitious roots, that is fibrous roots, then fleshy adventitious roots. We have studied prop roots, stilt roots, epiphytic roots, and clinging or climbing roots. So all these different types of roots, knowledge of these roots will help you to describe a plant when you collect a plant to identify or to do the taxonomic study. Thank you.